Have you ever stopped to think about the transformative power of touch? Many people believe that touch is something simple and automatic, but there is a wealth of nuances that most people ignore. In this video, we'll explore the dynamics of touch, showing how it can be a pleasurable exchange for both the giver and the receiver. We'll talk about true consent, the importance of active participation, the powerful wheel of consent, and even a practical exercise called the 3-minute game, which can revolutionize your connections. Get ready to discover how conscious touch can transform your relationships. The dynamics of touch, an exchange that connects giver and receiver. Touch is often seen as a one-dimensional act, where the focus is solely on the person being touched. However, this view ignores a fundamental truth. Touch is an exchange of energy and intention, benefiting both the giver and the receiver. Physiologically, conscious touch activates hormones such as oxytocin, known as the bonding hormone, and serotonin, which are responsible for promoting well-being, reducing stress, and creating a sense of security. This explains why simple gestures, such as a tight hug or a comforting touch, have the power to calm and strengthen the bonds between people. In everyday situations, touch takes many forms: hugs between friends, caresses in a relationship, or even a warm handshake that conveys support. Each of these moments, when conscious, carries a deep emotional intention. For example, when someone asks for a hug, it's not just a mechanical gesture of affection. It's a request for genuine connection and mutual acceptance. The giver, when hugging, can also feel pleasure and satisfaction in providing comfort to the other, showing that touch is a two-way street. Furthermore, from a psychological point of view, conscious touch is a powerful tool for human connection. It can relieve anxiety, reduce cortisol, the stress hormone, and create an emotional closeness that strengthens intimacy. This transforms the experience from something purely physical into a transformative act that deepens relationships. As we become more aware of the dynamics of touch, we realize that it is not a favor, but an interaction that values and connects both parties, opening doors to more rewarding and meaningful moments. Consent, the ongoing conversation for respectful and pleasurable touch. Consent is a word often mentioned in discussions about touch, but its true essence goes far beyond a simple yes or no. For many people, consent simply means giving initial permission, but this view is limited and ignores the dynamic complexity of touch. Consent needs to be seen as an ongoing conversation, where intentions are clear and both parties are aligned about what is happening. This is as true in intimate relationships as it is in social and family contexts. For example, in a delicate moment, such as when someone is sad, a simple "Can I give you a hug?" can turn the touch into a genuine act of support. In addition to verbal consent, it is important to consider non-verbal consent, which can be perceived through subtle body signals. Body relaxation, positive facial expressions, and physical closeness are all indications that the touch is welcome. On the other hand, gestures of discomfort, such as stiffness, withdrawal, or tension, can indicate the need for a pause or a different approach. Being attentive to these signals shows respect and promotes a safer and more comfortable experience for everyone. Misunderstanding scenarios are common when there is no clarity about the intentions of the touch. For example, a gesture of affection, such as a touch on the shoulder, can be misinterpreted if there is no prior communication. Another example is in intimate relationships, when someone assumes that the touch is desired without verifying consent, which can cause discomfort and even emotional distancing. To avoid situations like these, it is essential to adopt a clear and open approach. Questions like, "Is this comfortable for you?" or "How do you feel about it?" help to create a safe and welcoming space. Consent is therefore a dynamic process that should be revisited throughout the interaction, as each person's limits and needs evolve. This level of communication not only makes touch more respectful, but also enriches the experience by creating a connection based on trust and empathy. Understanding consent in all its nuances is essential to building healthy relationships, where touch is always an act of mutual care. The role of the recipient, activity and participation. Receiving touch is not a passive act. It is an experience that requires active participation to be truly satisfying. Often people assume that when they are touched, they should just relax and let the other person lead the interaction. However, this approach can lead to misunderstandings, frustration, and a less pleasurable experience for both. The receiver plays an essential role in guiding the experience, communicating their preferences, limits, and needs. This shared responsibility makes the moment more comfortable and meaningful, ensuring that the touch meets the expectations of both involved. In addition to verbal communication, the receiver can use non-verbal signals to provide feedback. Small adjustments to the body, such as changing posture or leaning in a specific way, deeper or faster breathing, and even the sounds emitted, such as moans or sighs, are subtle ways of showing the giver what is working or not. For example, if a touch is too intense or too gentle, the simple act of moving away slightly or relaxing more can communicate to the donor the need for adjustment. These non-verbal signals, when perceived and respected, turn touch into a synchronized dance, where both participants feel connected and attuned. On the other hand, the recipient's lack of participation can prevent the touch from reaching its true potential. Passive behavior, often caused by fear of annoying or shame in expressing preferences, can lead to frustrating interactions where neither party gets full satisfaction. The giver, without feedback, can feel lost or even unsure about their approach, while the receiver can end the experience with a sense of discomfort or dissatisfaction. When the receiver actively engages, they not only improve their own experience, but also offer the giver valuable information that enriches the interaction and creates an environment of trust and openness. Therefore, receiving touch consciously and actively is essential for deepening the connection between the people involved. The active participation of the recipient makes the experience more fluid and harmonious, resulting in a space where both feel valued, listened to, and satisfied. This dynamic not only improves the quality of the touch, but also strengthens the emotional intimacy and bond between the partners, transforming touch into a true expression of care, respect, and shared pleasure. Wheel of consent, the key to clarity and connection in touch. The Wheel of Consent, developed by Betty Martin, is a powerful tool for understanding the dynamics of touch and the intentions behind it. It organizes experiences into 4 distinct quadrants: giving, receiving, taking, and allowing, each representing a specific dynamic. To illustrate, in the giving quadrant, the focus is on the receiver. For example, when massaging the shoulders of a friend who is tense, the main objective is to provide them with comfort and well-being. In the receiving quadrant, the dynamic is reversed, as the person requests touch for their own pleasure or benefit. Imagine someone asking for a cuddle because they like the relaxing sensation. In this case, the receiver is seeking personal pleasure while the giver is following their lead. In the taking quadrant, the giver performs the touch for their own pleasure while respecting the receiver's limits. For example, a partner who enjoys stroking someone else's hair because they find pleasure in this gesture, but does so only with explicit consent. On the other hand, the allowing quadrant occurs when the receiver accepts being touched, understanding that the touch will bring pleasure to the giver. An example would be someone allowing their arm to be held affectionately, even if the touch is not necessarily something they would seek, but knowing that it brings satisfaction to the other. These practical examples help clarify the roles involved and the importance of aligning expectations and intentions. The wheel of consent is not just limited to intimate contexts or romantic relationships. It can be applied in everyday interactions to avoid discomfort and improve communication. In family situations, for example, caring for someone who is ill might involve asking, "How would you like to be helped?" or "Can I hold your hand now?" In friendships, a well-intentioned hug should be offered with respect, checking that the other person really wants this contact. This approach fosters an environment of mutual respect and transforms ordinary interactions into more conscious and connected experiences. In addition, the wheel of consent plays a crucial role in open communication. By identifying which quadrant each interaction falls into, participants are able to express their intentions and boundaries more clearly, which avoids misunderstandings and promotes honest dialogue. In sensitive situations, such as moments of emotional vulnerability or disagreements, this framework offers a clear language to express what each person wants or is willing to offer. This makes conversations easier and more accessible, allowing touch to always be a respectful and consensual experience. Therefore, by applying the wheel of consent in everyday life and intimate relationships, it is possible to transform the dynamics of touch. It offers a framework that promotes trust, alignment of expectations, and a deeper, more rewarding experience for everyone involved, making touch a true tool for connection and mutual care. 3-minute game. Discover and communicate what you like. A fun and engaging way to explore the dynamics of touch is through the 3-minute game. This simple but powerful practice allows partners, friends, or even therapy colleagues to discover how they like to be touched, creating a safe environment for experimentation and dialogue. The game is divided into 4 rounds, based on the wheel of consent. In the first round, one participant asks the other, "How would you like to be touched for 3 minutes?" The receiver describes their preferences and guides the touch, while the giver follows these instructions. In the second round, the roles are reversed, allowing the second participant to experience being touched according to their own needs. The following rounds bring nuances, exploring the experience of giving and receiving, helping both to realize what they like to offer or request. The emotional benefits of this game go far beyond physical touch. It promotes mutual trust and creates a space where people feel heard and respected. It is often difficult to express preferences or limits for fear of judgment, but the 3-minute game offers a light and uncomplicated structure that facilitates this openness. The practice strengthens communication, helping participants to overcome emotional barriers and build a deeper, more authentic connection. The game can be adapted to different contexts, making it versatile. In romantic relationships, it serves as a powerful tool for rekindling intimacy and understanding what really pleases your partner. Among friends or family, it can be a gentle way to explore forms of comfort and physical support, such as hugs or comforting touches. In therapeutic practices, especially in somatic education or trauma recovery contexts, it helps to rebuild trust in the body and in safe touch, always respecting each person's limits. Despite the benefits, initial resistance to the game is common, especially due to shame or fear of exposing personal preferences. Many people find it difficult to open up for fear of being judged or not being able to express what they like clearly. To overcome this discomfort, it's important to create a welcoming, pressure-free environment. Starting with subtle, simple touches, such as holding hands or massaging shoulders, can help break the ice. In addition, reinforcing that there is no such thing as a wrong answer and that the game is a moment of mutual learning helps to reduce anxiety and make the experience light and enjoyable. At the end of the game, reflection on the experience is essential. Questions such as, "What did you like best?" "Did anything surprise you?" or "What could be different next time?" help to integrate the lessons learned and apply these insights to future interactions. Over time, the 3-minute game not only improves the quality of touch, but also strengthens communication, trust, and the emotional bond, creating an environment where both participants feel valued and free to express their needs. Transforming relationships, the power of touch. Touch has the power to transform and strengthen relationships, whether romantic, familial, or platonic. In romantic relationships, conscious touch can rekindle intimacy, create an environment of emotional security, and promote physical and emotional connection. Gestures such as holding hands, caresses, or a simple prolonged hug release oxytocin, known as the bonding hormone, helping to reduce stress and increase the feeling of closeness. In family relationships, touch can be a powerful way of showing care and support, especially in moments of vulnerability. Hugging a family member at a difficult time or offering a touch of encouragement can communicate love and empathy more deeply than words. In friendships and platonic relationships, conscious touch can solidify bonds, making interactions warmer and more genuine, like a sincere hug between friends or a caring gesture during a conversation. The effects of touch over time are even more significant. Regular practices of conscious touch, such as small daily gestures, have the potential to transform the emotional dynamics of a relationship. In a couple, for example, routine often diminishes physical contact, leading to a subtle distancing over time. Introducing conscious touches, such as good morning kisses, long hugs after a hard day, or a relaxing massage, can rekindle connection and passion. In family contexts, a habit as simple as hugging children or parents frequently creates an emotional support network, helping to cultivate more secure and affectionate relationships. Over time, these small gestures accumulate benefits, strengthening bonds and creating an environment of trust and welcome. In addition, touch can be understood as a language of love, one of the 5 languages described by Gary Chapman in his book, The 5 Love Languages. For many people, physical contact is the main way to feel loved and valued. In a romantic relationship, constant touch, such as spontaneous hugs or a simple touch on the arm, can communicate affection and closeness more effectively than words. Recognizing touch as a powerful emotional language allows partners to better understand their own needs and those of their partners, creating an environment where love and care are expressed in a tangible way. Therefore, by integrating conscious touch into everyday life and applying tools such as the Wheel of Consent or the 3-minute game, it is possible to transform relationships in a profound way. Touch, when practiced with intention and respect, becomes a powerful tool for connection, capable of communicating love, security, and affection. Regardless of the type of relationship, cultivating regular and conscious touch strengthens emotional bonds and creates a space of genuine welcome where people feel valued and connected. This practice, although simple, can be the path to healthier, deeper, and more rewarding relationships over time. We've reached the end of the video. Today, you've learned that touch goes far beyond the superficial. It's a language of deep connection and transformation. We've seen how understanding the dynamics of touch, applying real consent, and using tools like the Wheel of Consent and the 3-minute game can enrich your relationships and bring you more pleasure and intimacy. Now it's your turn to put these lessons into practice. If you like this article, don't forget to like, comment, and share it. And tell us, how do you see the power of touch? See you in the next video.